I never wanted to do voice work. I never wanted to talk about things. I wanted to play games and show people Warcraft 3 custom campaigns and other good stuff that I enjoy either from Blizzard or other companies. But there comes a time in everybody's life where they need to find a new way to take their channel. And while I think that talking is gonna be something good for my channel, and diverging to lore videos and other stuff, I have to address this thing with a former Blizzard employee. Alleged racism and discrimination drove him to leave. Now, since the Diablo Immortal over-exaggeration, there has been a lot of talk about how developers are treated. It surprises me that people think that developers are treated nicely like human beings. I've had the pleasure of going to a new Ubisoft, I guess, place near me, well, in my city, and sure, some people were happy, some were not, some said they were treated bad, others they were treated good. I think it all depends. Depends on the company, depends on the people, depends on who's management. But that aside, let's go back to our current problem. The situation with the former Blizzard employee that alleges this racism and discrimination drove him to leave. First of all, let's go this thing straight. It was and it will always be innocent until proven guilty. Same with Harvey Weinstein, same with O.J. Simpson, but that's the last one's a big problem. In any case, it's innocent until proven guilty. The Chewbacca defense aside, this former employee says that that there was one employee that was racist against him for calling him, I guess, a Mexican, or to person something about him machista or machismo. The assumption because that my attitude, beliefs were that of a Mexican machista, no chauvinist. I didn't make much of this since she said it's in a jest, but this would weigh on me. So it was probably a joke, apparently. He continues that the joke about his machismo and being Mexican would only become more frequent, and he was eventually diagnosed with major depression and anxiety. Wow. I'm sad to hear it, and if this is true, this is quite interesting. People get anxiety and depression from a lot of stuff, and while you can understand someone hurting your feelings being some of those, I guess, reasons, it is a fair point if we are to consider it right. So, if that part is true that he got depression and anxiety from the joke that colleague made, I guess the good option would be to have a discussion with the colleague and basically told them to stop. Or take it up with management. Which later on he says he did. But the management said leave it on me, and he didn't, and the management didn't do anything. Reading along here, we see he thought he had become the team's punching bag and was still being left out of key meetings. I'm not really sure about that. That is questionable, and if it happens, it's very bad. But we don't know if it happened. Compared with how regularly he would work, yes, he's talking about the nights spent and he developed post-traumatic stress disorder and even began considering suicide at various points, culminating in an attempt in 2017. This is very sad, and I am not really sure what to make of it. Because the situation is like this. Things happen, or he claims that they happened, and they just drove him to suicide, which is bad. It's never a good thing to go to that place. It's never a good thing to be in that place. But we need proof. Not starting a witch hunt, we just need proof. Did it happen? Well, I don't think there's proof. I think this is more a situation of he said, she said. The thing is that there is no proof, and it's innocent until proven guilty. Also, I'm not sure about the whole thing with the Mexican stuff. If I remember correct, there was this one YouTuber that always went around when she did stupid stuff, like, I'm Latina. Okay, whatever. But besides that, no, I don't think owning up to your own race, like, yes, I'm a Mexican, and that's a bad thing. I'm not sure. To tell the truth, I think this thing is mostly done out of either a stunt or to cash in on the bad Blizzard press that's happening now. But I fear this is something people shouldn't really jump onto as being real. Again, we have no proof that it really happened, and while he claims to have major depression, anxiety, and attempted suicide, which are very serious topics, let's remember that serious topics have been used before as a claimant to excuse someone's behavior. So I think we should, all of us, everybody, should take this with a pinch of salt and be skeptical of this. If this man really went through what he went, that is very sad, and it is something he should have taken up with the company, with the manager. And if the manager didn't do anything, then he could have, go even up. But the thing that makes me very skeptical about this is this following. In today's age, we live in a world where being racist or being sexist or whatever other term there is a bad thing. It really is a bad thing, and people get punished for it. People do not accept it. There were people that got fired or even left a long-term career because of a joke. There are people that got outraged because of a joke. Should I bring back the Donald Trump thing? No. We live in an age where things are very, very sensitive. And if there was someone in Blizzard's employee from that team that was racist or even intended to be racist, but then that's a bad thing, then you should move on. Because I guarantee you Blizzard, Activision Blizzard, or whatever, would not stand racism under the roof. Because that's a big company, and a big company doesn't want to have to deal with shock culture, with having racists and sexists in their own company. They wouldn't want that. That's a bad press move. You do not accept them. If someone gets fired because they're sexist and you accept them, you're gonna have the stigma of accepting a sexist. So this is what makes me skeptical, the fact that Blizzard just shoved it right off. That somehow this didn't matter at all. And that might not be very possible. Because companies don't want to have to deal with bad press, with bad PR, with bad anything, in fact. But there's an update from a Blizzard representative. That is basically a long chimmed-in response, but the idea basically is the following. We take into consideration racism, sexism, whatever. We try to have a very diverse and inclusive and respectful work environment that reflects Blizzard's core value in everything we do. Employee and workplace health is also important. We offer different programs and opportunities that support employees, including health and wellness programs and counseling, both in office, often provided for free, as well as through external professional providers. This thing is basically a response. So we got the accusation and the response. And this might sound so bad, I think people even consider me a shill right now. The shill, whatever that is. Jewish currency, I guess. For being like, no, we don't know how Diablo Immortal is going to be. And now about this, I'm like, no, we have to be skeptical about this because there's really another way. If it's true, it's very sad, then Blizzard should pay up for that employee's mistake, either fire her or pay for this guy's consultations or medication, depends on what he goes through. But nobody's gonna do that. I don't think this guy has proof, and that's what keeps me skeptical: the lack of proof and the fact that he claims that this could happen under a big company. I know it's sad, but I don't incline to take the side of the victim, nor do I incline to take the side of a person. For example, if there are statistics that show us that someone is guilty and there's proof that that person is guilty, then fine, that person is guilty. I do not deny that. But in this case, you don't have anything. It's a he says, she says situation where nobody wins. It might as well be an employee that didn't like working there or didn't think he was respected enough or appreciated enough, or someone that thinks he deserved more than he had worked for and just wants to take the piss on Blizzard because this is apparently the new trend with all the doomsayers and stuff. In any case, thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll come back with more friendly or better videos.